Hi guys, as always, I am the Gentleman Snark here, and we have another installment of NerdEnt. So, yeah, some of you may be aware of this if you saw our previous video that someone didn't finish. But in any case, yeah, my old co-host Excalibur is no longer with us. Sad face. But we do have a nice good old replacement. Sinister Sheep is replacing him.
Hey guys.
And we have the two cronies. We got Black Flag.
Ahoy.
And Soul Saber.
Hi, Meisters.
So, without further ado, we're just going to begin it as usual with Soul Saber's gaming segment.
Well, in gaming news today, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 announced a new extra pack for their game, which is going to include a new scenario mode, which is going to include also Jiren, Dragon Ball Super, Android 17, and it's also going to include content for your avatar itself, which is going to allow your avatar to ascend to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan mode. And for me, who's played it, that means a lot because the highest your avatar can go, 4 Saiyans anyways, is Super Saiyan 3. What are your guys' thoughts around that?
I guess it's okay. I don't know. It's DLC.
DLC, trying to keep the game alive.
Yeah.
That's
How long has
really
2 been out?
It's been out, I believe, since 2016, 2015.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's the main time.
There's there's no saving
for
it.
me, I feel like they should have just kept Xenoverse 2 is basically Xenoverse 1. Story-wise, sure, but gameplay-wise and everything else is fine. So why not just make it like a World of Warcraft thing where it's just the same exact game, but instead you just add stuff in.
Yeah, I mean, like it's
an MMO basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also feel like they're trying to quote-unquote keep it alive because Dragon Ball Z Fighters came out today, so that may also
looks
be why.
awesome.
It looks phenomenal. I was part of the open beta. The open beta looks phenomenal. It plays phenomenal. And overall, it just looks pretty amazing because when I came to playing the beta, who I used was Adult Gohan, Goku, and Piccolo.
If we're all honest with ourselves, like Dragon Ball games have never been
They've never been bad
awesome.
fighting wise.
They haven't fighting game wise, like a regular 2D platform, they're fine. But like I get a lot of Raging Blast is one of the best Dragon Ball games.
No.
And I'm like, that shit it's broken.
Yes.
It's a broken game. And a lot of them are broken games, including Xenoverse for me. But like with a standard fighting game, that's where Dragon Ball belongs, not this confusing camera angle stuff.
No.
Apparently, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, Yamcha is gonna be really OP.
Good.
Oh my wow.
Yeah, no,
he deserves it.
It's a legit thing. Like he's gonna be like one of the strongest characters in there.
Oh,
that's
wow.
funny.
The meme is going to die.
It's funny.
Yes.
And they're actually adding. Nope, never mind. Cut that out. I'm not gonna. No memes.
I was so close to saying it.
One of the things I do enjoy is for the full roster, they put in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Tien, Krillin, Goku, Vegeta. I believe they may add some Dragon Ball Z Super characters.
Oh no!
Because in terms of Dragon Ball Super, I believe they may add Jiren. I don't know. What are your thoughts on who may be in the roster from Dragon Ball Super?
Hit.
I think Hit's already confirmed to be in there.
Yeah.
All right.
So Jiren is really the only other one they could bring. Either Jiren or like some of the other Pride Troopers, which
They do like Kaba.
The only notable one is, well, yeah, but then if they bring Kaba, people are going to be like, where's Kale? Where's Khalifa? Even though I was never a fan of those two. Ever.
Is it Wiz Khalifa?
Got him! There's the door. Anyways.
You should have said irrelevant.
They may start adding these Dragon Ball Z Super characters as future DLC for all we know, because currently I believe the roster is only 18 to 20 characters, so it all depends on who is in that current roster that they have.
I mean, I'm fine with just Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
Honestly, the main thing that's really going to get Dragon Ball Z Fighters to become legendary is the clips, the cutscenes that I've seen, especially the one where they all ganged up and roasted Yamcha.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yamcha does not deserve all the horrible things he gets.
You mean he deserves all the horrible things he gets? That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
He needs to be the punching bag.
He needs a safe space.
Krillin is better.
One of the things I did enjoy from watching these various scenes from Fighters is if you pit certain characters against them, they play out the same way they did in the show. Like, for example, if you pit Teen Gohan against Cell, Teen Gohan will go Super Saiyan 2. If you pit Goku against Frieza, Goku goes Super Saiyan. So I believe that's pretty awesome in my opinion how they are making it. So if you pit two iconic characters against each other, it will make an iconic scene before the battle. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Fuck.
Ow, that hurt my ears.
What are your thoughts on that? Gentleman Snark?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
On other gaming news, for Pokemon is going to, for the whole year of 2018, is going to be giving free legendary Pokemon for every month of 2018. In February, it's going to be Dialga and Palkia. For March, it's going to be Heatran and Regigigas. For April, it's going to be Raikou or Entei. For May, it's going to be Rearness or Yveltal.
That's a tough one to pronounce.
Wait,
For-
which one? Xerneas.
Yveltal. And for June, it's going to be a shiny Zygarde. For July, it's going to be Tornadus or Thundurus. For August, it's going to be Groudon or Kyogre. For September, it's going to be Latios or Latias.
Mm-hmm.
For October, it's going to be Reshiram or Zerkrom. And to end off the legendaries, it's going to be November for Ho-Oh or Lugia. What?
End it off with Gen 2, the best generation.
So it's like they're basically biting off Playboy magazine.
But the thing is, though,
an edition for every month.
Yeah. But
You are correct in this, Black Flag.
the way they are making it work is you have to go to GameStop to get the set code to put it in the set game, like they did last year when they came out with certain legendaries. What are your thoughts on some of these legendaries, Gentleman Snark?
Basic. That's really all I gotta say. They're just kind of basic. I'm kind of mad they have Entei and Raikou, but they don't have Suicune. But then again, the same could be said.
Entei's the boss.
Let the franchise die.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Finally, someone addressed the elephant in the room.
There's nothing new. Just kill it. Kill it now, please.
They are also possibly going to be making more Pokemon games for the Switch, but that has yet to been confirmed as of yet.
No, it is confirmed. The next,
okay.
They pretty much said that Ultra Sun and Moon is going to be the last game for the 3DS.
Yeah, for the 3DS. And they're most likely going to try to incorporate more games for the Switch.
So yeah, the next they said the next main series Pokemon game is going to be for Nintendo Switch. So I did hear a rumor that they're going to change the battling system into one of like Digimon World.
That would be interesting.
I don't think a lot of people are going to like it though because that kind of destroys the competitive aspect.
Yeah.
Well, the engine itself is very flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh yeah. Yes. And in other gaming news, there has been some talk about that Digimon Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, is basically an almost copy of Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but with variant changes. What are your thoughts on this thing that's been talked about?
Okay, so that's like every DLC ever. Like, there's nothing new there.
Oh no. Yeah. It's supposedly not a DLC. It's apparently its own game.
Okay, how many times have people say, "Oh, this DLC is its own game," but it's kind of just a rehash and reskin? Again, the wheel turns. True. Nothing is ever new.
True. Yeah.
Preach.
Black Flag. What were your thoughts on the God of War story trailer that we saw?
I gotta admit, it blew me away.
It looked phenomenal.
What blew me away first was just the teaser demo, the one where Kratos tells his son, "All right, it's your turn. You're gonna lead this hunt, and I'm hungry. Feed us."
Yeah.
And like then, but we didn't get any information about like how he got there. How is this kid related to his father? Like, I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure there's no doubt that Kratos is probably going to have this biological kid because of his behavior in the previous one. But like,
hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you fuckers watching this sick shit. This is sickening.
Like, this new trailer gives a lot of awesome, ground, and I really, really want to see the lore of how he went from Greece, from Greece
to Norse,
to the Norse kind of. I cannot wait for him to go head to head with Odin.
That'd be so. Odin Thor. That'd be so.
Odin.
Awesome.
So I'm a big God of War fan, and as soon as 3 came out, I'm like, the series isn't gonna die. It's obviously not gonna die.
Yeah.
And the initial God of War 3 plan was to incorporate Egyptian gods into
That'd be interesting.
the game, but I feel like now they're just gonna. I don't know if this is gonna be a trilogy of games where he's in the Norse universe, or if each game is a different mythology. That would be interesting, but I'm not sure.
I mean, that's a way for them to keep making money.
Yeah, true. And this one is like what I said before we started recording. It's very Last of Us-esque, where it's a walking and then discovering things type game.
It pretty much turned it from like the hack and slash to kind of like a
where you're free roaming. You can go anywhere pretty much to like this third person, point of view perspective and walking, which I have a problem with because the God of War games, in essence, are supposed to be simple, gory, destructive.
Yeah.
Now, the Norse mythology, maybe they're trying to say something like this is a more, humane, grounded, humane side of Kratos or whatever.
Calm side of humanity.
But I still, it doesn't feel like a God of War game.
No.
And it might surprise us in the end, but for me, a God of War game is always just going to be a slasher, and I'm going to miss that. But at the same time, I am excited for this upcoming release.
I mean, it looks like personally to me.
Oh, I also came up with a nickname, Dad of War.
Yeah, Dad of War.
Yeah, that's funny.
Patent.
Oh man. Well, personally, I think maybe this new direction,
maybe good
with
for
the
them.
new.
Universe.
With the new universe, it's a real hit or miss. I mean, I'm always going to be loyal to the original. I love the original 3 God of Wars. I mean, the slasher aspect, the sense you could play it and not care about the story at all.
That's what they were for.
That's what they were for.
To have a baseline story, and then it's like kill things. It's like,
okay. So,
like
but I think now they're trying to take the series a little bit more seriously. I mean, they're trying to capitalize on the kind of.
They're trying to make Kratos less of a dick, pretty much.
But
honestly, I just feel like they're just trying to get a new pool of fans.
Yeah. No. There are a lot of like Norse, kind of style, kind of lore fans.
Yeah.
Viking metal, but and who knows what this is going to lead to. I mean, he's going to probably explore other universes, like you said, the Egyptian gods.
It'd be interesting if every single adaptation of different mythology is a different gameplay.
Yeah, it's a different
like
game, a different engine, and I can't wait for him to go head to head with Jesus Christ.
I am your son.
That may not happen in our lifetime.
That will never happen in our lifetime.
No,
That's
just
for
I know Jesus Christ can throw some hands.
Speaking of mythologies,
like crosses in.
what mythologies would you guys want?
Mythologies I would want in God of War.
For me, I would have to go for either Norse or Japanese mythology.
A Japanese that'd be kind of cool, but I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like that's Batman Ninja territory.
I have an issue with the Japanese one,
Because they have
that makes you racist.
They have
Well, it works, but here's the reason why I have an issue with it. The reason why it kind of works in the Norse mythology is because, like, you know, Greece and Norse.
Yeah.
While there are differences, they're vaguely similar.
Yeah.
With Japanese, there's gonna be a huge ass gap in culture that, realistically speaking, there's no way Kratos can be able to quickly assimilate in it. In Norse, yes, it's definitely, you can definitely see it being possible to assimilate in Norse, but Japanese, you're gonna have to kind of mess with our suspension.
It's hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take a lot of time.
Really, the way of the samurai, you know, like keep calm, balance sword. He's like, I must tear your flesh apart.
I'm gonna say it so badly.
It would be interesting to see though.
In Norse mythology, that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Like the thing is, like, to see Kratos go against either Izanagi or Izanari or even Amaterasu, or even hold the Masamune blade himself.
I mean, the closest he's actually been to any of that was when they put him in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yes.
That's the closest he's ever been to Japan.
Yeah.
True.
And
you know what? I can't wait for when he faces off of Moses.
I'll part your red skull. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know how far they're gonna go with this.
Yeah, true.
You know,
Yeah.
and we still need to go past the hurdle of the Norse part because this could go really well, or
series,
it
as
could
long
tank.
as-
It could
As
tank.
long as the series makes money, just like Assassin's Creed, there's still going to be games. So
I would
Yeah,
say,
as long as it's successful or even makes a profit, then they're just going to keep going. So.
Yeah, I just hope what happens here, like I don't know. I hope that this new change in platform does not turn off the original fans.
Yes.
You know, because like it doesn't turn me off because like I'm open very.
I'm open to it too. I'm just going to.
Yeah, it's just it. You know
gonna miss it.
the you know the kind of cult following it developed over the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And then like Ascension, and then
they
then
don't want to like
Ascension was
paint
right.
it.
I mean a lot. There's a good
pro
amount of
fans.
people who hated him in Mortal Kombat.
Oh wow.
There's a good amount of people who hated him in Mortal Kombat. Not saying that. Not saying like a lot of people didn't like him, but he was as a guest character. They were like, "Oh no, that would never happen." It's like nobody gets it.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger wouldn't show up in Mortal Kombat either.
No, he wouldn't.
Idiot. Or the alien.
Or Alien,
that
or
buffed up
Predator.
Alien. That alien was really fucked up.
Yeah, he was.
I was like, what happened?
or freaking Leatherface or Jason Voorhees. Yeah,
But yet, those same people are like, "Oh, Predator, this is so cool." And me as a Predator fan, I'm like, this would never happen, actually.
yeah, it would
Cunts.
never happen. But yeah, no, but that's the thing. That's the thing. People sometimes just take certain things like that, like guest stuff, too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
guest stuff I feel was fine.
Yeah, and so I mean, well, whatever happens with this new direction, you know,
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Though I will say, if they're gonna do in other places, Egypt should be next.
Yeah, Egypt. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then right after that, Puritan North America.
Yeah. Because in terms when it came to Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed did phenomenal when they sent like when it was taking place in Egypt also that did phenomenal on its own. So it's also gonna be interesting to see games like God of War or Assassin's Creed to see where they'll go next in terms of mythology or even territory.
Yeah.
I just think it would be interesting if they incorporate Kratos within the whole like Ra losing his eye.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't wait till Kratos faces some devils. Speaking of devils, our next subject is...
Oh God.
See that transition?
Oh yeah, I like that segue.
That was pretty
No, we
great.
didn't just
That
ruin
was
it.
great.
We didn't just ruin it by acknowledging it. No, we didn't at
No.
all.
Is it okay for me to wear my shoes in here?
I don't give a shit.
Transition, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Crybaby. Okay. One, I just want to say this right now. It is not anime of the year. Shut up, all you people saying it's anime of the year. The shit was average at best.
Hey, Mr. Snark.
You're snarky.
It was anime of the year.
No, it was
Well,
not.
no, because I saw the fan reaction.
It was Helsing and freaking. It was Helsing and Blue Exorcist. If they fucked and had a child.
Yeah, true.
That would be terrible if they did.
The thing is, the internet has taken this, saying it's a masterpiece because it's based off of the original manga and makes slight changes, but To me, it's not a masterpiece, and it's never going to be, because it's like what Snark said. It's average. Well, you said average at best. I think it's just middle of the road. I don't think it's the savior of all anime, and I don't think it's the worst anime of all time.
Yeah, like a garbage fire now.
However, with the animation, which sometimes I adore and sometimes is really weird, like the running in this show.
Bye-bye, Naruto.
Bye, Naruto run.
Really, really strange.
No, it's not even like a Naruto run. It's like a Naruto gallop.
But that's with the.
He looks like he's punching the air in back of him.
With the entire series, it's with the animation wise. I can't tell whether I think this is unique and I like it, or if it's bad animation, because it's in that certain style where you really cannot tell.
It depends. If you see it a bunch of times and you feel like you want to use the bathroom, then no, it's not good.
Like there are some scenes where it's like legit, like wow, this is incredible. But then there's some flashy scenes where it's like flash animation. And I'm like,
well, I'll just be honest here. If I were to give anything like a real good pass with this anime, I will say animation is one of those positives. I will give it that. The animation was good, in my opinion. Sure, it wasn't like a complete masterpiece all the time, but it did enough to get the job done to convey that, yeah, this has been nicely animated. We got some good fight scenes. There's some blood, gore. Okay, they did a good job there. Story. Oh, boy.
yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. Spoilers, by the way. Can we just talk for just a second? How the fuck Rio realized he was Lucifer? Can we talk about that?
The same question again of how freaking the I forgot what his name was from Blue Exorcist realized he was he was the son of it's a reused concept.
Fuck you.
Hold up. In defense of Blue Exorcist. Exorcist.
No, I'm not attacking Blue Exorcist. Demons? I'm attacking the other one using Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I don't like is that because Sinister Sheep and I had a conversation about this, saying that they could have used that to make it a second season to properly expand on it, because it really came out of nowhere. He randomly just looks at a Bible and reads a verse from Revelations that happens to point him in a direction.
And yes, it would be going off on the manga, because the manga kind of ends the same way, but people keep saying, because I read the end portion of the manga because I wasn't going to read the whole thing, because I wasn't a fan of the anime, at least to that extent, and they're like, oh, it's so much well paced in the manga. It's pretty much so where it ends is with the girlfriend's head on a spike.
Oh.
And then right after that, the world ends. And it's like, how is that well paced?
That escalated so fast.
But with the anime, like, I really liked episode 9, besides where Devilman is standing in front of people and the little kids start to hug him.
Yeah, he has his arms.
Also, if you notice in that episode, that is like the most reused animation. Like, they reused all of that animation, like, within 5 minutes of each other. It's so obvious. It's like, I just saw this.
Yeah, it's like they threw it all together in the hopes that they could distract us while they make new stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. In some areas, I thought this is really good. But then in other areas where people praise it, I'm like, well, not so much. People keep praising the ending. And if you're going to have an ending like that, you really have to build up the characters. And I felt these characters, all they had added on is they like to run.
Yeah.
Which they really added toward the end. Like, we brought it back.
They really like to run.
They ran and they ran.
I kind of want to go back to the whole Rio situation, because if you have an ending where the villain wins, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I felt no investment in his character. Like, I knew next to nothing about him except he just had
the investment was supposed to be, hey, the villain won. that was what his twist was supposed to be. That's what was supposed to make us like him. No. We don't develop his personality. Do not develop his character at all. Just make him win at the end.
And I felt the show went from, see, again, this is what it would have benefited from multiple seasons. Like, the first half was regular, and then, like, once people realized there were demons, then all of a sudden the next episode is just like a complete 180.
that
It was
makes
a
sense.
complete turn. Like, it was apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's sudden
feel like-
turn and shift. Like they went from a regular society to straight up dystopian
I feel like
society.
if you're going to do that, second season it.
Yeah.
Second season it.
Give us
and
a
then
proper
the third
build-up.
season, you don't always need to have 10 episodes. Have 5 episodes. It's fine. And then for the third episode, I do the whole end of the world shit. So therefore, it's more of a build-up and it has more of a payoff. The payoff on all of this, like, it felt extremely rushed within its episode time limit. Or increase the episode numbers.
I honestly didn't even know where they were going with this because they had a scene from in the last episode of Devilman Crybaby, which was actually from the manga spinoff, which was called Neo Devilman, which had a bunch of short stories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand because I actually did do a bit of research on this, and there's like a whole bunch of series with Devilman.
Yeah.
About
so this
like,
isn't the end.
Like there was a Devilman corpse type of thing in terms of like there's a whole bunch of people that can also like control the powers of a demon, and they're like an army or something like that.
From my understanding, there's like multiple Devilmen. Like, it's not just the one guy. There's like multiple people that take up the mantle.
Me personally, I feel like the whole I control demon powers has been overdone by so many different animes.
I also didn't really understand, like, the whole, like, I don't know if this is the anime-wise, how it didn't explain it, but basically, so, like, demons take over the human body and just become that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, oh, so the demon took over him, but he's still in control, so he's going to have the demon also talking to him. But that didn't happen.
Well, speaking of...
So I was like, so the demon's just him now?
Yeah, basically there's not going to be any Naruto and Kurama type of thing.
Well, speaking of demons,
Because I thought that was the whole point. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, he's going to have a conflicting thing.
It has been overdone, but
back to the whole demon thing. The Grandman used it. Blue Exorcist used it. What else used it? Because it's been used by so many different animes. Oh, I control demons. Like,
That's true.
What else has been?
My like that's very true. I just the concept of when he got his powers, like that was not explained.
Yeah, no.
Well, it was like, okay, now you're half demon.
Here,
It's
this
like,
is what you have.
huh?
Another thing I did not like is that they did a bad job just explaining demons in general.
In general, yeah.
Because
that's
they
where
made
the
it
confusion
seem
came
as if
from.
like demons were just 100% complete hedonistic with absolutely no morals and stuff like that.
Which is not.
But it doesn't make sense because you see them organized as a group.
Yeah.
Trying to take over the world. I'm just like, that doesn't fit with the mindless, soulless creature because they wouldn't be able to organize.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
No mindless creature would be able to set up a group or do what they did.
Well, it depends on what you mean by mindless, because look at the xenomorphs from Alien vs. Predator. It's not that they were mindless, but they had a hive mind.
Yeah,
and it's
the queen, basically.
Yeah, it was basically the queen calling the shots. Them themselves were like ants. It was like they don't exactly think for themselves.
Well, see, here's the thing. See, I understand what you're saying there, but the reason why I still harp on this is because all the demons can think them themselves. They just choose to. Like, there's clearly an organization and a hierarchy in place with demons.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But they suck at explaining it at all. We just get this thing with Rio saying, oh, they're kind of like mindless dinosaurs or type of thing. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, no, it's not. That can't be it. But they do have an organization by themselves. They have enough intelligence to tell this demon has a higher rank or a lower rank than me. It's in a different clan, or it's this, it's that. You know, they can.
If they had that, that's fine. But they really, like what Snark said, they really played it up as they're just wild animals.
Yeah, and when
I didn't get that sense.
And
at
then
all.
you look at the
Yeah.
contradiction on the screen,
all
where
of a sudden,
it's like,
we have to take over the human world. I'm like,
yeah, it's
no,
like
you're dinosaurs. Just kill each other.
If you're supposed to wild animals,
if
then
a
that
wild
would-
animal would go for self-preservation.
Yeah.
Why aren't they ripping each other's heads off?
True.
If they were really just wild animals, they wouldn't all be thinking, "Hey,
let's do
I
this.
think
let's do
I
that."
think it was
Yeah.
implied once. Well, no, even then they were organizing before Lucifer came into action, right? They were so then that doesn't make any sense.
Good old Lucifer.
Because then you can't do the hive mind mentality because he didn't realize it was him till the very end. Lucifer, whatever his name was.
The thing I did not understand,
you wanna fight
though,
Sinister?
here's the thing I did not really get or understand. I didn't understand how every single person, all the demons knew he was Lucifer, but he didn't.
Yeah, that makes no.
What the like?
It's like
Like, wouldn't one of the demons go like,
Happy birthday.
You look familiar.
It's like a happy birthday thing. They all knew. They just didn't. They just couldn't tell him because they would spoil the surprise.
I
I felt like they were trying to go with some type of Antichrist type of thing with that, but again, poor execution.
With also, the one thing I will absolutely give it credit for that I absolutely 100% loved, the music.
Yeah.
The music was great.
Boing, 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 boing. You can't copyright that because that's my voice. You can't copyright it.
Okay,
They
yeah.
can't, right?
That wasn't
Are they gonna
even
copyright
that
me?
wasn't in tune. Of course they're not gonna. They're
You
not.
don't deserve a copyright.
No, they don't. You don't even deserve to be.
God, what is
like
this? This is not copyrightable.
No, they're gonna look at you and they're not gonna think you deserve.
You get my point, though. The music was very good.
Yeah, the music was fine. Honestly, the music was passable to me because I've heard better scores on other shows.
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Tell me, what is a better score?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cowboy Bebop.
Right there.
Listen. That's a cheap shot. Those are cheap shots.
Claymore.
Yep.
Okay, that's not a cheap shot.
Death Note.
Claymore wasn't
Death
that
Note.
good.
I'm gonna say Overlord.
Claymore was excellent. Well,
It was
more so
good.
in the manga, but
It wasn't that. I
because
don't know.
it ended.
Because it ended.
Before the manga ended, and now I'm mad.
Me personally, I'm saying Overlord because I liked Overlord.
I say Code Geass is also better scores.
You are.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So next up.
Okay, hold
Venom.
on.
Are we
hold
good?
up.
Or
One thing. Quick thing. Overall rating for Devilman. Black Flag.
out of 10 or whatever? Out of whatever.
1 out of 10.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a solid 6.
6 or 7.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
5.
Okay.
Wow.
Good.
All
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
right. So do you want to?
All right. So, Venom. That Venom movie. All right.
I thought you were talking to me for a second. I don't know why.
So
Maybe because you're the one wearing all black. So basically, as of now, as of January 25th, 2018, we don't have anything on Tom Hardy's suit in Venom.
it's so weird how they're promoting this because on Twitter they did like a Venom video, right? And it's weird. It's like just these crowd of people cheering, and their director's on stage, and so is Tom Hardy, and they're giving out a shirt. That's about it.
I have a feeling I know.
And it's like,
I have.
what?
Wait, is this the same
It's
producers as Homecoming?
no.
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 Okay. So
Sony's doing this. not
Sony's
Marvel.
doing the. Okay, got it.
So what's happening? What's boiling right now? Just to give you some context, is Sony as of recently has been saying they're really banking on this Venom movie and all their properties that they're putting a lot of money into. So they're making a Silver Saber,
Yeah.
I think stable movie, Black Cat movie, whatever, and Venom.
Okay.
So if Venom isn't a success out of the 3 of those, they're gonna file. They're gonna
sell.
They're gonna sell.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. The cards are stacked against them mainly because they don't have where Venom came from. They don't have a Spider-Man.
Actually, they did say. Sinister Sheep told me that they were trying to think of getting a Spider-Man cameo.
They are. But maybe they're gonna.
It's rumored that Tom Holland has then been some.
Talks or whatnot.
Yeah, some talk. Well, not talks, but that he's appeared on set. Rumors.
If they don't include a cameo, I'm guaranteeing that this
It's not gonna
movie
go well.
is going to fail.
My thing is, okay.
Honestly, though, because I did tell Sinister Sheep this before, is that out of those 3, Silver Sable is the one I expect to be the tank the most because
Yeah, absolutely.
Venom, like the main villain of Spider-Man.
If
you're
Venom-
if you're a fan of Spider-Man, even with just the movies and TV shows, you know who Venom is.
If Venom-
you know who Black Cat is.
If-
Silver Sable is like
Wet.
she appeared. Shut up. She appeared.
Damn.
Silver
I
Sable.
didn't know you knew how to do that.
His name is Sinister Snark. I was gonna say.
Sinister Snark.
Anyways, Silver Sable only appeared in
Oh my God, they
one
fused.
of the animated series, and that was Spectacular Spider-Man.
She doesn't have a following.
Yeah, no following.
No one's like, oh, my favorite character is whatever.
So
her name
if they do Silver Sable, the smartest thing they could do is save that for last and put her in some cameos or whatnot in Venom and Black Cat.
When has Sony ever done anything?
The whole point is if Venom doesn't do
I'm sorry, Sony.
good, then there's no Black Cat or Stable movie because that's Venom is their go-to.
Okay.
And with the Tom Holland stuff, people are like, Spider-Man's gonna be in it.
They need that hype.
I think. See, this is why this Venom movie doesn't work, especially because it's Eddie Brock. Because Eddie Brock is solely relied on the Peter Parker identity.
Yeah, I would have. Here's the thing, and this is me personally. I know this wouldn't have worked, but I personally would have thought, what was it? Captain Venom, or was it?
Oh, Agent Venom.
Agent
no,
Venom.
I think that would work absolutely.
Well, here's the issue. Here's the issue with that because that uses Flash Thompson. Now, hold on. While I like the idea, especially in the comic books, it does not work, and let me tell you why. Because if they do have Tom Holland as the cameo, they have to have their Flash Thompson as Venom.
That doesn't work.
That guy is a disgrace.
No. Let's not have it. Never mind.
Like a nerd bully. What?
Like a disgrace.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Yeah.
That Flash Thompson was terrible.
Well,
Yes,
technically,
yes, he was.
so what Sony has always been saying with these movies that are straying off from the MCU is that they're in an alternative universe, so you could go alternative universe, and probably half the people that watch the general audience that watched Homecoming didn't even know that was Flash because, you know, he didn't make an impression on anyone besides Penis Parker. Like, wow. Wow.
You would really have to read the comics or know of Flash to know that was Flash.
Leading up to my point, Venom himself in solo series has never been done well because he's a villain.
He's more of a villain.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly it's confirmed that Carnage is going to be the villain.
That would be dope.
Which is odd to me because
they haven't properly established
with Eddie Brock, you have to establish Peter Parker Spider-Man. You have to acknowledge him. And he can't just be a cameo like, oh, here's Peter Parker and it's Tom Holland walking around in the background.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to have a Venom versus Spider-Man, then Carnage screws some stuff up, and then they have to team together.
This kind of reminds me of
that's the only way this can work.
A Mario versus Luigi kind of thing. Not even that. My brother. No. Think of Sonic. Think of Sonic, and now think of
Shadow.
Think of they have Shadow versus Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what kind of
doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well, and then it's like, I mean, it's interesting.
I don't
it would be interesting if it was an episode of something.
Yeah,
but a whole 2-hour thing.
Yeah, I feel like they should have maybe started. Maybe they should have started as a series. You know.
Yeah.
It would have been a cool series. I mean, I personally would have watched it.
There was a lot of rumors.
That would have been a really good segue into a Spider-Man series.
Like akin, because I saw this this bootleg version, which I can't really say the YouTube thing because it's all going on the radio too. But it will have this Eddie Brock, and if you guys
fuck YouTube.
I can show you guys later, but it was actually a pretty good series where they showed Eddie Brock basically trying to be an up-and-coming
photographer, right? I saw that. Yeah,
a photographer and whatnot, and they could spin it with something like that because in that they had Spider-Man wasn't even in the equation. Like maybe they may have hinted at him like with words or newspapers, but he really was nowhere in the equation. So if they go with something like that, I will be hopeful. But again, this is Sony.
Yeah. But I also feel like in terms
the emoji movie people.
Oh God! I also feel like
that was by Sony.
If they actually did go the TV show route, they'd be taking a risk. I kind of feel like because Inhumans tanked. They tanked hard.
Inhumans was
bad.
That was
my God! Oh my goodness!
It was really bad.
Jesus!
Inhumans tanked hard. So by chance, if they did do a show, there's a 100% fact that it would do well.
Well, here's the thing about
making a risk.
Here's the thing here's an easy way they can market Venom because we all know how Spider-Man just put Venom as anti-Spider-Man and there you go. Because he has the wall crawling stick, he could web shoot and all that type of stuff. You just market him as an evil Spider-Man, and I guarantee you'll get a decent amount of people to watch. Now, the thing is, once you get the people to watch, you gotta make something good for them to actually say something good.
Yeah.
That's the part they have to worry about.
The only thing Spider-Man wise that Sony is coming out with that is remotely looking good is the Spider-Man Edge of the Multiverse movie. But that's
an animated series.
That's about it. Yeah. Anything else on this?
Isn't that the one where Donald Glover's voicing Miles Morales?
Miles Morales, yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, well,
the animation looks
it looks
spectacular.
Good. Yes.
It feels more like Spider-Man than any of the movies.
To be honest, and part of me is gonna kind of hate myself for saying this.
I hate you already.
If Sony really wanted to make some movies in their own setting to really get people's, they should have done Spider-Gwen. I said it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I said it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
I
No.
said it.
No.
No.
No. No.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I know you're gonna disagree with me at this point, but hear me out. So when DC bring back Jason Todd as the most edgy, gun-wielding troll I've ever seen in my life, the only good, basically they turned him into a
Red Hood.
Okay, so they should just keep characters that are dead. Gwen Stacy is,
No, keep her dead.
She's the dead love
Hold on. But Spider-Gwen is from a different universe.
Yes,
I realize this.
But then
I realize this. But right now, where is she? Where is she right now? In the main universe with Miles Morales, correct?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Exactly. They keep introducing. So they introduced Red Hood, right?
There's so many.
And a bunch of edgy teenagers are like, "Oh my God, it's like Batman with guns." So then they're like, "Well, we need to make more stories about this guy." So the same exact thing happened with Gwen.
No,
oh my God, she's
I want to see
girl Spider-Man. She's totally relatable.
I want to see Spider.
And she's dull.
No. There are so many better multiverse.
Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man 299.
Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk.
Spider-Pig.
I agree that there are way better universe Spider-Man than Spider-Gwen, but I'm going with what's most popular.
Yes,
right.
True.
Okay.
Most popular.
That's true.
Spider-Gwen
I'm just saying I would not want to see that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sinister
I want to see
Sheep.
Spider-Man
we're gonna
Noir
see.
too.
Yes.
Well, I want to see Spider-Man Noir too. But is he the most popular?
No.
You made me know my pen.
No. So therefore, he wouldn't work in box office.
Spider-Ham.
But Spider-Gwen may work in box offices though. You never know.
Wait, did you say Ham or Gwen?
No, Spider-Gwen may work in
Gwen
box office.
Gwen Ham.
Why do you have that?
All right. So my point.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
My point, bringing back to reviving dead characters is it never goes good.
No, it
never goes good.
Whenever
to the true fans,
when I'm reading
when
I'm reading a comic, and a character.
Don't touch my comics like that.
When I read a comic,
don't you dare.
When I read a comic and I see someone dies in the comic,
I want that to make an impact.
I want them to stay dead. I want to feel sad for a long time. I don't feel sad because I'm like, okay, in 2 weeks, some bullshit's gonna happen.
A magic bullet?
Magic spell.
Revival?
They're gonna pull one out of another similar multiverse. It's stupid.
Okay.
Name one that's actually good.
No, I have a question for you though.
Go on.
From the DC standpoint.
Okay.
The thing is, you say characters should stay dead.
Just in comics in general.
Yeah, in comics in general. Explain the Lazarus Pit.
The Lazarus
Pit.
It brings people back.
No, it brings people back, but here's the thing.
But we're talking about, so the dead people have legacies, right?
Yes.
So when Jason Todd died,
yes.
He died in comics for 20 years. He was what was known as the characters that you don't touch because that's what brings out Batman's character or in some stories. Then you revive them and don't do anything with them except for in one storyline, and they still exist within that universe.
They might as well be dead.
They might as well be dead.
No, but the Lazarus
with the Lazarus Pit, that's a plot device. So in a self-contained storyline, I'm talking within an actual storyline that lasts within 6 months or so. Yeah. That's just used as a plot point. So Batman gets hurt, he uses the Lazarus Pit, right?
Yes.
What I'm saying is legacy characters like Gwen who have been dead for. It's like if you brought back Uncle Ben.
Okay.
And he's going around swinging the city. You don't do that.
True. That's actually true. Uncle Ben in one of the universes is a spider hero.
Oh,
right.
Gosh.
Right.
Yes.
But they touch upon that.
The
It's like
concept
that's
looks
a little
hilarious.
that's a little fun. That's a little fun.
There's a
Okay.
pot belly and everything.
All right, that's fun.
A pot
Yeah,
bellied
he's a pot
Spider-Man.
But
belly.
he's
everything
not
in the Spider
a part
suits.
of the main universe. He doesn't go back like Spider-Gwen. It's like, well, this is a character now.
But I understand where you're coming from, but
Yes.
as Sinister Sheep said, it's a plot device.
Yes.
And if you think about it, anyone can be brought back in the Lazarus pit. Nobody. Think about a lot of the revivals; they're not brought back in the Lazarus pit. I mean, Jason Todd was one exception, but most of them in DC, they're brought back by some other means that is absolute bull.
All right.
Yeah.
Think about it this way: Marvel guy, right?
Okay.
Have you read Spider-Man Blue with Jeff Loeb?
No.
It's basically like they take a character like Spider-Man, which they
Okay.
did, Spider-Man Blue, and they touch upon their early teen life and like their love life, right? So they touch upon, it's one of the best written Spider-Man stories of all time, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And
It
they
is
built
really
up this
good.
character, and what makes it sad at the end is that Gwen is dead, and that's never going to change.
Okay.
And Spider-Man is in this attic, and he's talking to this tape recorder throughout the whole comic, saying how much he misses her, and Mary Jane is like, she hears this, and she goes in the room, and then Peter Parker's like, oh, I'm just doing my regular Valentine's thing, and then Mary Jane says, all right, say hi to Gwen for me. It's this soft, like really emotional moment, and then like
She was salty.
Gwen is back. She's back in the Marvel universe. How do you feel about this?
Gwen
Peter
is
Parker?
back.
I have no comment. It's like then that ruins that whole arc.
Yeah, it takes them. It
It's
takes
like with Batman. If you're gonna make Red Hood a villain, make him a villain.
Yeah.
Don't make him a anti-hero.
Yeah, because like in the movie, it's in Under the Red Hood, he was mainly a villain.
Yeah.
He was mainly a villain, and then by the end, you realize he was just a really angry hero.
Yeah.
And
You could bring back these characters as long as they have their
significant.
if he's gonna
purpose
yeah,
and they don't stick around.
yeah, if he's
Yeah.
gonna be a villain, make him a villain. If he's going to be
Now he's with Bizarro. It's like
How does that work?
wait, he's with Bizarro.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, folks.
Yeah.
I had
not in the New 52, but in the Rebirth.
yeah, that no one.
See, with a lot of
we're
these-
leaving the New 52 behind. Please leave the New 52 behind.
Except for Court of Owls. And Death of
Don't-
the Family.
I'm not changing what I said.
No, the Batman runs are good.
No, the Batman, the
And
New
Green
50.
Lantern run
no,
is good.
the new
Besides when the new writer. took place.
He said the Green Lantern New 52 is good. Okay.
You mean the
Talking
end of
to-
Jeff? All right, we're talking. All right.
Oh boy.
okay.
So
That's
Bring it on.
It's not me this time.
Bring it on.
So what
Let's
are you
get
talking
ready
about?
to rumble.
Are you talking about the Jeff Johns run?
Yeah.
You're really talking about the Jeff? How it's terrible?
I'm not saying.
That revived the Hal Jordan Green Lantern from the stupid '90s bullshit. Is that what you're talking about?
A little.
So, what happened was Jeff Johns' run started in 2005, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So it went all the way up. All of a sudden, DC, to Jeff Johns didn't know until it happened, they were rebooting the whole universe.
Yeah. The whole.
So
Green Lantern
he just
Corps.
decided, fuck you guys, I'm just going to continue on with my shit.
Yeah.
Up to issue 20. Now, I agree. After issue 20, that shit went nowhere.
It went down
went
upward spiral.
Nowhere. It was everything, the Blackest Night, the Brightest Day, all that awesome Sinister War stuff that Jeff Johns created. Like, right after his run end, he's like, I'm handing this off to this guy. I trust him. And he has done nothing till this day.
Yeah. No.
That's the New 52 I disagree with.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Then we're on the same track.
Okay.
So that whole thing was just basically
Pointless. Yeah, pointless.
Okay, let's
All
talk
right.
about how in All Star Batman.
No, you know what? Let's say it's terrible.
Do not talk about All-Star Batman. All right. So this dude.
I mean, it wasn't
this
that
dude-
bad. No.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
So this dude sourced, like, I'm a big Green Lantern fan, right?
Yeah.
And if you all know the All-Star Batman stuff with Frank Miller, which should never be credited in anything, because one, it's in the Frank Miller universe, and two, it's terrible.
He's just salty.
Where the
that how
side,
Batman-
where the shut the fuck up, where the quote, I'm the goddamn Batman came in, and all right, so here's how the whole line goes. What are you, he's talking to Robin in the Batmobile after kidnapping him, right? What are you, dense? What are you, retarded? Do you have any idea who I am? I'm the goddamn Batman. Batman would never say something like this.
The goddamn chainsaw.
That too.
What? Batman is not.
Oh no. That's the new one, but that one's all right.
But still, like,
But
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But what Snark is referencing
Wait,
is
stop.
the issue where, okay, so in previous continuity, this has been changed. Green Lantern's weakness was the color yellow. So you could stab him with a pencil. Basically. You could stab him with a pencil.
What?
And we are talking.
Wait, you serious?
Hold on. In previous continuity. Now, because thank God Jeff Johns changed this. He just turned Sinestro into yellow is the power of fear, and that's why they couldn't overcome it till then. So that's the new stuff, and that makes more sense. What Frank Miller did.
He's afraid of sunflowers.
Frank Miller hates
Frank
Miller hates everyone in the DC universe except for Batman. He hates Superman. He hates Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman is constantly like screw men, and then Superman and Wonder Woman fuck, which is like,
So,
what's your message here?
So it's only blue cheese for him. Huh?
Yeah. So
White cheddar.
he portrays Hal Jordan as really stupid. Now Hal Jordan is arrogant, but he's not a complete dumbass. That's Guy Gardner. So what Batman does
guy's a dick.
in Batman All-Star, the Boy Wonder, is Batman's like, all right, we can talk, but we have to talk in this warehouse. And Green Lantern's trying to clear up, like, the League doesn't like Batman in the series, so he's like, all right, I'll try to clear his name or whatever. He goes to this warehouse, and everything is colored in yellow. The milk that Batman drinks, yellow. The glasses, yellow. The table, yellow. And people are like, this is the best issue. I'm like, so you're telling me within not even a 24-hour period, Batman grabs this warehouse, paints completely the inside of it, and himself, and the food within less 24 hours. I'm sorry, but that is complete garbage. And anyone who credits that, if any Snark credits that, they genuinely don't know what they're talking about within the Green Lantern universe.
How not only did Batman take the ring, Robin was kicking his ass. Can we also say that too?
Yeah.
Because Hal Jordan is not a martial artist, and without his ring, yes, he would get his ass whooped. And in the New 52, apparently they made this new rule where if you can't concentrate, then people can take away the ring, which is absolute malarkey. That's dumb.
I mean, do you remember?
Oh, hold on. You're commenting on Justice League War, right? That's a really good DC animated movie. Say it's a really good animated movie. Say it. Say it's better than Under the Red Hood and
if you do, I'm walking out.
Yeah.
Not crazy.
No, but the thing is,
point proven.
I mean, the best scene out of that movie was when no, wait, I'm thinking of Justice League Doom.
Yeah. You know, the good one.
Yeah, no, the best scene from Justice.
Whereas Snark here is,
I mean,
I don't know what Snark's trying to do.
Yeah,
but it's not working.
No, Justice League. Hey, Justice League War wasn't though. Oh yeah, it was. No, the best scene from Justice League War, let me tell you, was when
they didn't include Aquaman. Because that's not true.
No, when Green Lantern and Batman were walking down in the sewer.
Oh yeah,
and
that
then,
classic funny line. Well, you're just a dude in a cape, and then Batman smiles,
and he's like, "What's this?"
See, exactly.
That's not a cool moment, though.
That's
not a cool moment.
All right.
Even he
all right,
agrees.
hold up. Do you like the argument that Batman could do anything? Batman can defeat Superman. What do you stand on that?
I think he can do anything to the point of what a human can do.
His human capability. So has any other human done this? No.
No. I think he. But
this is just a cheap laugh.
I think that made him a.
Snark is quoting this as
weird.
gospel.
It's like,
and it is not gospel. It is Clifford the Big Red Dog. Okay, it is not the Holy Bible.
But the thing is, Ra's al Ghul could have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because he's immortal and he actually has powers.
Hold up.
Talia al Ghul could have done the same thing. And no, any ninja pretty much could have done the same thing. Yeah. What I'm saying is...
No, the whole point of the Green Lantern ring is that it only comes off of your finger if it runs out of power or you don't have enough will.
Or you're not concentrating.
No, that's not it. It's you have to continuously have willpower at all times. That's why if he doesn't have willpower, the ring shuts off. Mm-hmm. So he was still wearing the suit, which means he was still conserving that power. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in that case, Batman couldn't have done that.
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. So now you're.
Maybe he.
No. Maybe he wasn't, right? Maybe we're going on. Maybe it's not. I'm telling you that this has never happened, and it was a cheap gag. That's all it was.
Even if it was a cheap gag, it was a pretty funny cheap gag.
Yeah.
Not for a Lantern fan like me, it wasn't. It was another Batman could do anything. So now people are like, oh, well, Batman versus Superman. Well, technically, this one time. Green Lantern is more powerful than the Batman, but he still took off his ring. So basically, he can defeat Superman in that case.
Maybe
that's just adding on the list.
Hold up.
He can't.
Hold up. I will stand by Sinister Sheep on this. That just because Batman did do that does not mean he
this
can
is adding on to the Batman hype.
This is how it ends.
I will
at a standoff between two of my best buds. Well, I'd say.
What are your thoughts on Brian Michael Bendis going from Marvel to DC?
That was a complete fucking flip. Okay. It's fine.
We're doing this now.
All right, speaking of DC, even though we've been on DC for a while now, God, wow, we have really fucking. All right. Jesus. All right, let's talk about Doomsday Clock real quick, and I'm just gonna cover the major reveals if you want to look through those. Whatever, fine. So, Doomsday Clock is a sequel to Watchmen. Yay! An official sequel, and it has been done very well so far. It's not better than Watchmen, but it's obvious this is done with special care. Because, as we all know, or we should all know, Watchmen is the essential graphic novel and the essential comic book. It basically has minimum to no flaws, and it's one of the best. It's the holy Bible of comic books, basically. Uh-huh. And to make a sequel, people are hesitant. Uh-huh. They're taking this in a direction where you can still love Watchmen and read this. Uh-huh. So I'll touch upon the main reveals. So early in Comic-Con, we saw that Rorschach is back. Uh-huh. Rorschach is not the Rorschach that was killed in Watchmen.
What?
It's a African-American guy who was have you guys read Watchmen? If not,
yes, I have.
Okay, so you know the alien invasion that happens to Ozymandias?
Yeah.
Does. So he was in the middle of that, and that's what kind of leads him into the Rorschach thing.
So he kind of took on that mantle.
He took on the mantle. So basically, he's running around doing this, and he's working for Ozymandias. So basically, the ending of Watchmen ends where Rorschach or someone grabs Rorschach's journal and drops it in a news bin. Yeah. Where everyone has just Russia and America has declared world peace.
Yeah.
And it's implied in the Watchmen comic book that either no one finds it or someone finds it. This is continuing off. Someone finds the Rorschach book and runs with the story. So this whole slaughtering of millions to create world peace is a lie. They call it the Great Lie. And people are upset about this. We then jump to, okay, so then Ozymandias and the Rorschach and these mime characters that were previously forgotten in the main DC universe go into the main universe. And basically those mimes or whatever, I hope I'm saying that right, are trying to find the Joker or whatever. We then find out in the second issue when Ozymandias is messing around Lex's tower, the comedian is alive. And the real life comedian is alive. So basically what happened is when Ozymandias in the beginning of Watchmen throws him out the window, Dr. Manhattan teleports him. Now, all of a sudden we start to get these little pieces comedian is starting to laugh a lot more, like actual maniacal laughing, like a lot of ha's, and if you want to browse through it. So the theory is in DC Rebirth, there are 3 Jokers that exist. Mm-hmm. So now we're making the assumption here that comedian is possibly one of the 3 Jokers. Fuck you. So we're making that assumption, and to end it off, basically Rorschach meets Batman and gives him the journal that the original Rorschach wrote. And Batman then takes that and he's like, I read through the whole thing. Let's go. I know where Dr. Manhattan is. And he's like, oh, sweet. Then they go to Arkham Asylum. And he has Rorschach walk into a cell and he closes the door. He's like, you belong in here, and walks away.
Well, that's
how issue 3 ends.
Well, it's funny because
just that.
Well, it's funny because Rorschach, not Rorschach. So where is the what was his name, the owl, whatever,
Night Owl.
Owl?
He hasn't been.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Batman to see him and get PTSD from when he fought Owlman and got his
in Crisis Between Earths. He's like, you monster.
He got his ass handed to him. Do you remember that? Do you remember Batman versus Owlman?
Yeah.
Do you remember Trouble on Earth 2? Trouble on Earth 2.
Crisis on Earth.
Crisis on Earth 2. I said trouble, didn't I?
As long as you don't source Forever Evil, I'm fine.
Listen, so about Forever Evil.
No. No. Very much no. Fuck you.
Okay.
So, this is a good DC event, and it's getting people generally excited. And that's all I have to really say about that, except for Marvel, because Marvel is trash. Anyways, what else?
I have something quick to say. Because a while ago you were talking about how War Machine was wearing the Punisher was wearing War Machine armor.
I dropped it after the first issue. So
there is a game I played called Marvel Future Fight.
The app.
Yes. One of the costumes for Punisher was him in the War Machine armor, and to me it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, the whole concept of it is cool, but it's been done before.
Yeah.
So I believe that's due for time here.
Yeah.
So yeah, catch us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube now.
And NerdEnt.net.
Yeah. That NerdEnt.net, the place where nobody does anything. Oh, sweet.
Okay, I will get on it.
Anyways,
all right, my server was running slow, just so everyone knows.
I just want to say,
so
we have good music, please.
Yeah, so that's it from us here.
That's the only reason I'm here.
So
bye guys.
Bye Meisters.
Ahoy, bye.
See you guys later.
Judas did nothing wrong.